Good morning and welcome to the Jersey Magazine. I'm Jim Monahan here at 105.5 WDHA. My guest is the Senior Director of Marketing for the New York Red Bulls, Christina Giunta-Quarino. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me, Jim.
So we're approaching the 20th anniversary of the September 11th attacks. And I know for the past number of years, the Red Bulls have been doing 11 days of service. Tell us about how that whole started.
So the Red Bulls have been doing 11 days of service for the past 13 years. And we decided to do it as a tribute to those that lost their lives in 9/11, but also for those that rose up in service. So we thought, what better way to honor those people that we lost and those who were our heroes on that day than to give back to our own neighborhood. So we participate in 11 different service projects throughout the metro area, both New Jersey and New York, with both our front office staff, fans, partners, as well as our players.
And what do you have planned for this year?
So we have 11 different projects. Most of them are throughout New Jersey. We are working with the Ronald McDonald House. We will be going to Harrison, the fire department and the police department. We serve them lunch. So we'll be doing that on Friday, September 10th. We'll be working at some local parks, some local food banks and soup kitchens, an animal shelter in East Hanover, right by our training facility. We'll be making boxes for foster care children with Together We Rise. So we'll be doing those at the stadium with Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey. And we'll also be planting trees with Tri-State Audi dealers. And those trees are planted for every goal that we score this year.
And so over the years, I know that over the years, you've done a number of things, as you mentioned, with the with local police departments and fire departments, who, of course, were so instrumental in the recovery in the aftermath of those attacks. Your roster has an international flair to it. And while these attacks happened on U.S. soil, it certainly affected the world. What kind of reaction do you get from the Red Bulls players when you do this 11 days of service, Christina?
They're always willing to help their community. I mean, they have adopted New York and New Jersey as their hometowns. So they are out there to participate. And we're lucky enough to have Ryan Mara, whose dad served in 9/11 with the FDNY. So he is instrumental in explaining what 9/11 was to our players. And he works closely with Answer the Call, a local charity that gives back to the New York Police and Fire Widows Fund. So he is instrumental in telling both our coaches and our players all about what happened on 9/11 and the importance of giving back to our community.
I was looking at the roster. You have a number of players who are younger than 20 or right around that 2021 year. So they really don't, remember what happened that day. So I would imagine the educational part of it is pretty big for the Red Bulls, right?
It is. And actually, we are planning a trip to the 9/11 memorial where Ryan will walk some of our younger guys through the memorial to talk about what it was like, since, as you mentioned, most of them were either, in diapers at that time or weren't born yet.
Christina Giunta-Quarino, our guest this morning, she is the Senior Director of Marketing for the New York Red Bulls, and they are doing 11 days of service as we approach the anniversary of the September 11th attack. Now, you're home. The team is home on September 11th. What do you actually have planned for that night?
We'll have a lot planned for that night. As I mentioned before, we are working closely with Answer the Call. So we will be raising funds for them through a t-shirt that we've designed with all proceeds going back to Answer the Call. We'll also have local heroes there that we will honor. We have different activities throughout the day, obviously, and then we are raising money through a jersey auction. So our players will be wearing a special patch on their jersey, as well as DC United, so that all those proceeds will also go back to Answer the Call.
What's it been like navigating through COVID for the team?
It's been interesting for sure for them. Our sporting department has done an incredible job keeping everybody safe with mandates. Everybody has been wearing their mask properly, which obviously is huge during COVID. And we hosted a vaccine clinic at Red Bull Arena with the New Jersey Department of Health, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, and Hackensack Meridian Health, where our fans were able to get vaccinated.
One of the cooler arenas around. I love that partially transparent roof. That is just an amazing building.
And no matter where you sit, there's not a bad seat in the house, and you're protected by that roof. So you do not get rained on, so you can still come out during those rain games.
One of the other things that I wanted to talk to you about this morning, Christina, is the Red Bulls Academy program. And in fact, one of my coworkers here at WDHA has a son in the U15 program, and he absolutely loves it. Tell us about the Red Bulls and the Academy program.
Our academy program is a great program. It's free of charge for any youth that plays in it. Sean McCafferty, who's our academy director, has done an incredible job with these youth, and not only what they're achieving on the field, but what they've been achieving off the field. And just, for a quick snippet of what they've been doing off the field, last year, academy players spent over 192 hours doing a community service for our community and giving back to those around them. So it's not only what they're developing on the field, which obviously is very important to us, but also being good neighbors.
How many of those players go on to play in college? Do you have an estimate of that number?
I would have to get back to you on that number. I'm not sure exactly. But not only do they go to college, but they've also played for Red Bulls 2, which is our USL team, and the first team.
Christina Giunta-Quarino, the Senior Director of Marketing, our guest this morning here on the Jersey Magazine at 105.5 WDHA. Christina, for DHA listeners and Red Bulls fans who want to learn more about the 11 days of service, where can they go?
Go to newyorkredbulls.com/community and you will see all about the 11 days of service. You can also follow us along on social at New York Red Bulls.
And again, that is newyorkredbulls.com. Christina, thank you so much for your time this morning here at 105.5 WDHA.
Thanks so much for having me, Jim. I appreciate it.